this man, for unknown reasons, really wanted to shake hands with someone in the back of the plane.
Yeah, I remember this.
I'm gonna shake your hand.
Shake your hand. I'm gonna shake your hand. I want to shake his hand. I want to shake his hand. I want to shake his hand.
And thank you, Listato, for the sub. And thank you, Janelle, for the 2 months.
He's coming up right here, dude.
Can we watch the one video where dolphins will bully sharks if they try to attack them? Wow! Oh.
This elephant was kind enough to pick up some trash that fell on the ground.
We don't deserve animals. Look what we have done to this earth. Aww. And the fact that we literally killed them for their fucking ivory tusks, that's so stupid.
Hey, can I get one? Thank you.
Free strokes.
This is a female blanket octopus that was.
Starting? Okay. Thanks, guys.
Oppositions to what we saw yesterday, and as you said, for the name of the game was control ammo, right? If you can get up aggressive, you get whippy into a spot where he can toxic screen across really the entry into A, entry into B window. Like,
for the sub, and thank you Swift for the sub, and thank you Tiffany for the sub. I'm so bad at saying names.
That you take away,
who won the last map? The last map was
that
Sentinel's map.
So I'm looking to see how can V1 exploit that, and I think even on top of that,
okay,
at least
and
in this
thank you,
initial half,
Gus
is like,
Get Greedy.
what can Sentinels do around that? Because as you said, there's film. Right, like they understand, they've seen how V1 like to play this. V1 are a very good team on Haven, but what can they do this time around? Viper's wall going up, not nearly as aggressively, just kind of blocking entry into both A and B. We're starting to see some of that peak early on. Penny already swinging his way around. Zelsis looking to apply pressure across the middle of the map as well. He gets cleaned up. First couple of kills going in favor of Sentinels.
Yeah, it's looking great for them. They've got that C-side control coming through. Vanity's going to get pinched from both sides. Not too much that he can do about that one. And it's going to leave Penny and Whippy in a situation where there's nothing less to do than just hit some really insane shots. And they're going to be up against some entrenched positions. I love the focus around Garage here. You're kind of coming off the site for the most part. And just holding that Garage control allows a lot of options defensively for Sentinels. And here comes the dive in. The Zombs will try to defend. Where's the trade at? The Cloudburst will deny the trade initially, but it seems inevitable. Sentinels will have too many bodies on the site for version 1 to contest.
And Sentinels, good morning, definitely didn't just wake up. And thank you, Clary Lee, for the 200 bits.
Hey, you even saw V1 there, like understanding, all right, we're severely outnumbered, we're pretty heavily outgunned, we don't have any control of the site.
Yeah.
So what do? We just freaking run, blitz into the site, see what we can make happen. And there were moments, right, where teams play around the chaos had an opportunity for it, but it didn't pay off. And Dan, look at the positioning from V1 around.
Did you get anime text for this one? You seem tired, are you? Yes, I am tired.
Yeah. Interesting fight here. Oh, we do get the gravity well there in anticipation. The Viper will protect them. Dapper's able to deal with Zelsis, but the orb is claimed by version 1. Dapper's in that forward corner, looking to find Ed's spot, and he's got the timing. Be careful, though. Oh, he does have support, so it's looking pretty good here. Sentinel's running off the back of these frags. In fact, actually, it would appear the ultimate did not go to version 1, so that's a nice win for Sentinels as well.
On top of everything else that has already gone so right for them.
Holy shit.
So close. Zombs cleans it up as well. Sentinels jump out to an early 2-0 lead, and you know we saw V1 looking to dial up something aggressive on A. They had heavy pressure that way, full sending through that utility, and it didn't pan out.
This is a best of 5, yes. As you can see here, like I've explained
the
before,
here is
these
to,
are the dots.
to look and see, okay, what does Sentinels want to do?
If it's 3 instead of 2, then it's a best of 5.
Round, right?
Sentinels already has 1 map.
You want to put those specters in a position where they're the strongest, and you have
See
more room to do that on the attack
in?
because you can decide where you go. So you can use the architecture and tactics to really make sure these specters are going to be harmonious, and they're looking to go for
so it's first to win 3.
And walking up there, they'll have Shahzam able to get the recons in place to get all of the info on the site, and well, there it is. Version 1, they decided to go for more of a stack towards the A side of the map, and that just happens. That just happens sometimes where you have to take a gamble at the start of the round. It's not going to work out.
Thank you.
But the retake is where it's at now.
Shahzam on the entry there got one step closer to getting his Hunter's Fury online, and you see how Sentinels, they aren't just anchoring down on the site, right?
Oh my god, oh my god.
Excellent post-plant positions they take. Well, of course, as I say that Penny
that
happens,
timing was just unlucky.
Vandal, as they continue to push their way forward. Would be wise to the lurk around dapr as he gets cleaned up as well.
Right.
Shahzam and TENZ left alone. They've got a Marshal. Well, it's a Marshal and it's TENZ. So you don't count it out. Oh my god! You don't count it out!
Oh my god!
Is he gonna have enough time? Did he just
no!
0.46 seconds, my
Oh my god!
Oh, so fast from TENZ. That's unbelievable.
Shit.
Holy shit!
God,
the no shirt buff.
Dude,
what the fuck?
I feel like we need to see more Marshal buys, man. This is why the no scope is nuts on this thing.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Holy shit.
Oh, you just need to see
Oh
him
my god,
go
he's so
round
sexy.
But anyway, version 1's gonna pick it up regardless, and it's it's gonna be interesting to see if they go with this heavy commit towards a lobby once again. We did that in the previous round. Of course, Sentinels contacted into C, but we're going to see a more standard approach here from Sentinels. They got the drone going through straight away, the cage across as well. Penny is ready to fight from short. And dapr, he's crept out once again. This is one of the ways you want to try to play against this forward toxic screen. Ready to take down Zels. It's not ready for the water drop, it would seem. And at the same time, TENZ was trying to creep into B. They've actually tried to out-game V1 with the rotation, but version 1 know what's up, and it's up to zombs and dapr now in the 2v3 to try to recover this one.
Mike with 1 HP and zombs clutch this shit.
Dapper's
he's got
1
20
health.
Why did it say 1 HP? I saw that.
Of course, he just gets a little bit
hit him again.
Now, but
for only 19 damage.
not in a great spot. They also don't. In a 2v3, right?
I think you parted off 100%. So next time you listen to Racing into the Night, you should turn on the English subtitles.
Make
The
them
videos
guess
with the
about where
lyrics
they're
make the
going to go,
videos
and
so
you
much
see
better.
the
It's sad
the
though.
impact that Haven being a 3-site
Why do I feel
map
like they clutched this?
has. You have to spread yourself even more thin than you normally would, and that's going to allow Sentinels to get one to see. Zombs not getting the spike done yet. Here he goes. And V1 are, they're coming from all the way downtown to try to get this.
I think we might go
big here.
I think we got this.
Some time will be killed in just sort of making their way over. And again, we mentioned before, dapr,
no, this isn't Iceland yet.
Zombs able to get the cosmic divide there. That's going to cause some problems. So sure, you get a lot of space here, but this is to try to create some gambly situations right now, because you've got to try to get lucky, and dapr will not get lucky in this instance. Zombs now against 3 players, gets the first one with the headshot. Another 1v1 for him, but it looks like it's going to come through here in time for version 1 as they take him down, and it's another close defuse.
Nice try, hey?
Nonetheless, for version 1, they clinch it, equalizing 2 apiece.
I like the cosmic divide there,
yes,
right? Like not having the numbers advantage.
What country have you not visited yet that you really want to visit?
Again, deny
other than
information. I know I touch on that a lot, but
Lewis,
it really is such an
imperative,
really
like to go to Italy.
Right, and how rounds play out. So they put up that cosmic divide, but it was actually the gun barrel.
I feel like if Sobo was
and as he pushed his way through, they were able to clean that up. And as you said, it was close down to the wire, but that's all it was. V1 tied up 2 piece. We're going to see some of this the same fight for A lobby control. They're going to continue to invest utility there. The one difference is that we have not seen V1 take it early on and then establish that utility control like we've seen in the past.
thing.
But
and this is the punish that we're seeing again, and we saw Cloud9 trying to do this a lot as well against version 1. You just try to play into garage, you try to play into the C site. Version 1, again, having to play the full retake. However, they do have the ults to try to do it. Sick, he's unable to get that, has to get out of there. And in comes the Hunter's Fury. Oh, that's doing a lot of damage.
Nice.
Oh, it is. Vanity's going to get cleaned up.
Tyson, timing.
Just in the nick of time. TENZ going to use that Blade Storm.
Oh my god.
A good idea of where one member was. He's going to get away scot-free. The only ultimate that Sentinels has going for them right now is the Blade Storm in the hands of TENZ. Gigaloo Cloudburst to deny any information gathered from Effie's as they start to dash their way through. Cloudburst not going to connect onto anything quite yet, just down to a couple of blades.
Oh, dash into the wrong spot.
Cleans it up. Zombs, Zik, and Shazam trying to fight this thing back.
Oh,
Viper's Pit's going to come out, and that might be exactly what they need to kind of keep them back.
Woo!
Sentinels, oh no, the shock dart from Shazam.
Oh my god!
Oh my good for three. Sentinels take the round.
What?
They're not going to have time to defuse it. They got the kills, but they don't get it.
Wait.
Well, it's a good thing they're on the attack.
We won that. The caster fucked up.
It's really difficult to get that defuse, especially on that plant. It's such a money plant. Because if a player's
Casters
trying
are
to
whack
even
right now. What is that?
Almost any situation, obviously, the vision is denied. It's so easy, as you can see, for this like full send a shock dart. No lineup is required if the vision's cut off. It's just such a great post plant. It's really the most effective one when you're playing long. But
casters were
version 1, we've seen some scrappy rounds here. Lots of players dying. Their money is ruined. Not actually opting for that initial Viper toxic screen to kind of diagonally go across a lobby, as we've seen in most of these situations.
No, Finzix, the casters are good. They just made a mistake and thought that
short A as well as B.
Thought that V1 was on attack and that Sentinels were supposed to defuse.
He's the duelist. He's trying to take some forward control.
Yeah.
Creating some space towards A short, clearing
I was
these
like,
positions.
That makes no sense.
And
yes, we do
depending on what
that
happens
too.
here. In fact, it looks like they're just going to go for the full set. They've moved up pretty close, all 5 players, so they might as well just try to contact onto the site now.
Yeah, I could never be a caster.
And there's only Penny there to try to stop this with a frenzy.
Oh man, and he got spotted, instantly dashed away and got followed right up as TENZ was hunting for him. It's actually Sick who cleans him up. As they've gotten control of the site, Sick 1 point away from
I could never be a caster.
And as you mentioned, V1 don't have ideal weaponry now. Vanity does have the Marshall, and we saw just a couple of rounds ago.
I guess I know how to talk,
that weapon can
and I could just ramble, but it would just be like useless shit.
Can Vanity replicate what TENZ was able to do? I'd
be too biased to be a caster. I agree. There is caster bias, but it would never be as bad.
In which they pull this thing off. But man, it's going to be hard. Right, Vanity, good for one, not able to land the second one. He's going to get tagged up. Effie's cleans out, and there's just not enough time to.
Yeah, it's in a round like this. You would really need a couple of kills to come from that Marshall to start to convince you to think that maybe it's finding some results to try to win the round. But one thing that's interesting too is that you always have to look at the strategy on the anti-eco. Sentinels just contacted for C last time, and version 1, they had more of an A stack. So this time Sentinels just contacted towards A. So this is a 50-50, but it's hard to know what to do when you're in the defender's side and you have that eco. You have to take a gamble, and sometimes you're going to get it right, sometimes you're going to get it wrong. But you're going to act from past information, which is why Sentinels kind of flipped the site that they went for.
Oh shit, on Reyna too.
They're not being too predictable. And the toxic screen is a tell as well, because that was the change. We'll see it again here. Normally, if you put a screen like that, Sentinels might think, well, if they're putting a screen there, they're trying to disincentivize us to go into some of these positions, so maybe they're actually making plays on the other side of the map, and there's more bodies around there. So, that's another part of the mind games with the toxic screen in a setup like this. And it's also a toxic screen that's very good for playing retake, because you cut off short and you cut off long. So it's another reason why it suggests that there's not many players towards A, because you're playing.
Yeah,
you're going to assume you see
that's
that toxic
stuck in
screen
my head
as
too.
Sentinels, that version 1 are playing retake A with their defensive setup.
My favorite agent
so you're
to
going to
play
expect more players towards C and B if your Sentinels are reading this correctly.
Favorite agent
Early
to
push.
play? Omen, Sage.
Reyna's alright. Way forward.
Yeah, I don't know. Definitely not Jet.
I think but as you mentioned, like Cloud9 tried doing and how Sentinels has done a couple of times successfully in this map, they're just going to push away from that, right? Like if they understand that they can make their way into garage, if they can make their way into C, there's just so much room to work with there, so much more room to breathe.
Yeah, and the toxic screen goes up to try to buy some time for the rotation here. You can see that right now, version 1 don't know what's going on. They're not really sure, and they're quite passive in their positions. They have no forward info, so they just have to sit on these spots they have right now. And you see they're holding fairly evenly across the map. So this just comes down to how well Sentinels will execute off of their positioning. They need garage control still if they're going to really try to finish this with a C split, which it looks like will be the case. Now, that recon might actually convince version 1 to burn some utility early on. And it looks like that's going to be the case, because there goes the Hunter's Fury from Effie's.
Penny getting one with the operator as well. You saw the run it back was used. Vanity playing around blocks. Clean shot onto TENZ to clean him up. Penny gets in on it as well with the operator, looking to make it sink some more. 2 members remain on the side of Sentinels. Make that one as Penny gets 3. The 4th gets cleaned up from Effie's as V1 take that round away.
In one of your custom lobbies, you were playing Gen, you jump shot one-tap me with the daggers.
We talked about
Airsight, that was probably luck.
But at the same time, Sentinels hadn't really had much pressure across the map, so there was still lots of utility left to play a late round defense for version 1. And they had the Hunter's Fury as well to play spoiler around the garage position, which was a really big deal. That really stopped Sentinels from coordinating in. And now, you know, we're in this spot where version 1 could take over this half. We've got Penny on the operator. They're going to be playing for a lobby. Again, 3 players there. They're not using that same diagonal A lobby Viper wall. It's still the same one we had previously. And Sentinels, they're trying to capitalize on the early timings. They're going to walk straight into B.
And it's going to be undetected. I mean, the only one who's kind of close here is Effie's, who may get some info. The wall still hasn't gone up, but at this point, they know exactly where the play is coming from. You don't see anything aggressively going on a flank through garage or anything like that. They're just going to try to work their way in through the cuts. And you see Sentinels, their post plants are off the site, right? Like, they don't want to get caught in the chaos of what happens on B proper. They can just take good positioning and fight from behind that. Also, dapr on a flank, looking to get behind them, but is there going to be enough time? Cosmic Divide coming out. Sick looking to work his way through the gravity well into the hot hands. The dart is there as well to try to give that info away. There's dapr on the flank. Just such a nuisance. He cleans up Zelsis as well with 10 health left.
Oh my.
Have to work their way through this. And Sentinel's actually going aggressively. They stop the defuse.
Wait, what?
Penny's left alone. A flawless round. What a round by
Flawless?
Oh, that's such an awesome round. There's so many little details there that are really key. Normally when you play that
almost everybody just
what happens often is that you get into a position where the opponents will be flanking you from various spots, and you have to defend from like 3 different angles. You can't really establish in mid. Not only did dapr always have control of A lobby because he had a camera, we also saw that they had enough info for him to know that he could actually push, and he made a really good timing around that A flank. That was key. And because there was nothing coming from garage,
Wrecking Dart, because in low elo, nobody shoots
it. It was version 1 that were getting
and I'm not in an area where I can shoot it. And so I get tagged and then I get
on that B round.
killed.
A lot of teams don't tend to have that much control, so it's very cool to see that from Sentinels. And
Sentinels
once again playing the eco. And what did we see last time? You know, they just contacted into the A site. And looks like that might happen again here, it seems, because they get the opening pick there. The info from the neural theft will reveal Penny's position. They know he has got the knives out as well.
Oh, no way. Flashed as he looks for more. No, he's going to get cleaned up from TENZ. But you're right, Dan. If you can, in a situation like this, if it worked before, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. They do play contact onto the site. They get the spike down as well.
Recon. Recon. Ew,
right? Like,
why is it just a reckon?
That's how devastating he can be with that weapon.
Woo!
But, well, we're not going to get a chance to see any of that this time around. Sentinels jump out to a 3-round lead. Financially, they should be in good shape. They carry 4 weapons into the next round, and they're looking good.
I don't know how to English sometimes. Do keep in mind that Japanese is my first language, not English.
And also, as I mentioned before, it's also fun to see the adaptations from version 1. They've not been able to make this defensive side look quite as good as they did yesterday.
Japanese is my first language.
And Cloud9 were able to do. And this is a pretty heavy commit towards the A side of the map. Once again, Penny's going to be peeking that short A position. Where dapr's typically been running default, and once again, I love this from Sentinels. They're using the fact that version 1 have these mid openings at the early timing of the round, and they're going to walk straight in with the run it back from 6.
Sadly, I only know 2 languages.
And he might just find them.
Oh, he's got Vanity. Yep, he's able to clean him up. There was another one there, but the ult got taken
I wish I knew
off,
more.
and the damage was still done.
That he was
the spike goes down
C?
on B. Now, a slightly different flavor from what we saw last time, right? Keep an eye on TENZ. He's back in Gong. He's by himself now. He's been given away. The
First
Clapper's
kill,
not able to keep him
finally.
alive as Zelsis cleans him
Let's
up.
go, Zelsis.
This is already a very different look. Once again, dappr's going to be on the
Thank
flank
you.
trying to work his way around.
Just
Penny cleans up Shahzam as they have to fight through some of that utility, but the flank actually comes out from Whippy to give them a bit more room to breathe. And as things continue to tick away, dappr's going to be a problem again. Sick gets onto 3, Zelsis alone. Zelsis gets cleaned up. Sentinels get to 7.
They tried so hard, did version 1, to get
No way,
4 languages fluently. Damn, man. I feel like I'm being one-upped.
Absolutely necessary. The perfect timing.
I know
and
Japanese
given the
fluently.
garage pressure that came through, he had to come off
English
of
fluently.
the angle to try to deal with the garage player, and still just
I was
landed at the
learning
perfect
French
timing.
in school, but I will not consider that fluent. So what I consider fluent is being able to read, write, and speak proficiently at like a good level.
From Cloud9, just
so.
abusing the fact that version 1 are committing early timings away, all their players away from the middle of the map. And it's not just the Sentinels are abusing that, they know how to play it. They know how to play that B side, it's clear.
Because bro, some people are like, yes, I'm fluent, and then they like barely know how to speak, but they consider themselves fluent, and I'm like, that makes no sense.
The aggression that version 1 like to show into A is there's heavy presence. Penny's going to have to dash away. Doesn't get tagged up. Version 1 here on
like
this
if you don't know how to read, write, and speak, it's not. I would not consider that fluent.
And Dan, I think you make a really good point. We saw Cloud9 try to do this yesterday, right? They tried to exploit the middle of the map. They tried to push away from the pressure from V1,
bro,
but they did not have the same success. And I think it comes down to their execution at the end of the day. They do know how to play around these sites, and they're making things work.
Speak Japanese for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, in this round 2, they Sentinels slowed down massively because they thought version 1 tried to flank them, but version 1 had a better sense in that. Sentinels was able to dismiss back and away as Sentinels start to charge through to C. Beautiful
Actually,
stuff
I just
from
realized
him,
that made no sense in
4v4,
Japanese.
but still,
I just stumbled
they're
my
going to have
words.
to retake onto this C site, and in terms of the ult economy, it's not looking great here for version 1, and it's looking even worse in terms of weaponry. Only 3 Spectres.
I can't hear myself right now. I can only hear the casters, so I just mumbled my words.
So this is going to be very hard for version 1.
And this kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier.
Thank you, Andre, for the 100 bits. I feel like writing is the hardest part of the language.
If they take away, if they try to play around long, they're going to have the advantage in that situation over Spectres, over Frenzies. Of course, as I say that, Penny cleans one up, cleans a second one up as well. Penny 1v2, he has to push into that. Yeah, you felt the difference, right? Like, Sentinels played around that gun advantage that they had, and they played to perfection.
Yeah, it's just
have you ever heard Japanese casters for the VCT? They're so hyped, dude. I know. I was watching
because they'd abuse that
I was watching a few of the Japanese
2 or 3 rounds
games
in a row, and then they just in situations like that, if you're version 1, you want to get really aggressive on one of the flanks, and Sentinels are holding both flanks. And version 1 seemed to have the sense that this was probably what
you
was
watch anime
happening.
subbed. Well, Tyson and I watch anime together, so I have to have it on
There's
sub.
a good response there. So
I personally don't read
the round from Sentinels, and going into this buy against buy, the question is, do they want to abuse mid again? It looks like that might be the case, because we've got Sick once again walking up mid into that B site, looking for that run it back opening.
Now, Vanity has pushed his way early into garage. There's that run it back that you mentioned, Vanity making his way around. He's in a great spot for the flank, but no, his position's been given away. Dealt a bit of damage, but he got cleaned up at the hands of TENZ. Sick looking to continue to push his way forward. Zelsis on the back of the site.
Okay.
And this is the first time we've seen this, right, Dan? Where they try to have that exact same hit, test the waters, it doesn't pan out. They try to the map. Dappr's made his way onto C. He's going to get cleaned up, but they've still gotten onto the site.
Yo, zombs and shares are so weird.
There goes Penny right over. Oh, he's going to get 2. And with that, it's down to Shahzam. 10 health left. It's not going to be a good look for him. The double swing comes through, and it will be successful for 4th round. It's not a lot, but it is enough to work from for version 1 as they switch into the second half.
Do you know the Japanese
they're going to be on the
team
attack.
Absolute Jupiter?
Instead,
they're number 1 in Japan and are going to Iceland. They literally wreck everyone.
Brilliant brilliant half from them.
I was talking to Tyson, and he said that the Asian countries don't look that good.
Imagine if he wouldn't have whipped that fucking third shot.
I don't know.
He actually would have killed the
But yeah, love the mid abuse coming in from Sentinels. That last round we saw was the first round where version 1
I heard Japanese Valorant is just really bad.
Forced them to have to reroute that push.
Yeah, they play really stupid, I heard.
And
yeah,
right,
they're like really bad.
Let's see if version 1 can get something
I think
going.
Evan for the 4
off to
months.
a pretty good start in terms of the fragging, and definitely an important play. It would be great to see Penny come up huge in this pistol.
And then I heard EU isn't bad, but because their metas are different, like NA and EU's metas are different, it'll be
one on attack, they fight for
kind of tricky to see.
Utility, and it's just enough to make them think twice about it. As you see V1, they got the Viper's wall up, but they're moseying their way towards B.
As well as Korea.
Penny, as you mentioned,
I heard it just the whole Asian.
You're good for the first kill of the round. They're going to work their way into garage towards C.
And
Sentinels are going to show up a bit late.
It isn't good.
But can they take the site back? Whippy looking to get the spike down. Does just that.
Tyson said Korea is also bad. Japan, Korea.
Garage controls a good start.
I don't know.
I'll
take his word for it.
The star's getting put down as well.
They play like really stupidly.
Gravity well as they start to make their way through. Vanity gets great damage finisher from Penny as Zelsis from the back site is also holding back sight. And there goes the dash. That's TENZ forced out of the site. And as another choke point, he now has to move through dash in the tank unless he gets another frag out of this. Time is against him. He's going to have to keep pushing. He's got no other choice. And his opponents, they know it. And at this point, there goes the poison orb. I mean, of course, TENZ will get the kill, but it will be in vain ultimately as we get taken down. But one thing that's critical... Oh, oops. One player
he just let himself die there.
Is picking up the ult charge. Getting the knives out as soon as possible is like such an economic, such a big economic deal in the sense that he's able to kind of save on the gun round with the ult and then get the operator out. If he's able to get
Iron Chat,
maybe a kill.
It's okay. Yeah. I feel. Can I tell you guys something really funny? One time, somebody told me that Tyson was being really greedy and weird and playing weird. We were on attack on this map. Tyson's jet, he's the one that entries and has to plant the bomb, and it literally made no sense to me, and my brain started to actually rot. I was like, what? They were like, why is he dashing in like that? Why is he getting so aggressive? Why is he just trying to die? And I was like,
roll around that. Think about playing for the longevity of the half.
Do you know how this game works? I'm like, I'm Silver and I know how this game works. I was like, what the fuck? They were not trolling.
But a freebie site for
Vanity and
Zelsis. They're definitely going to be liking that. But the B side, it is hard to hold, and dapr is going to pick up a frag hit, starting to look a little bit sketchy. For version 1, Vanity down to 7 HP, 6 wrapping, and will get dealt with. That's an important one. I really felt
it's all good.
Felt dangerous, man.
We're on eco anyways.
And it's funny.
And thank
you
you,
seldom see teams with the gun advantage
for
intentionally
the 5
gifted.
thank you.
Wants to do here. They do manage to get the spike down.
I appreciate it.
Isn't able to get
but they're far from out of the woodworks. There's a shorty. Members of SEN as well. Okay, that's certainly helping. And if it's not the shock dart, it's the bulldog. Effie.
Oh my god.
The last set of V1. Excuse me. Bridge the gap down
and
to 2 rounds.
And thank you, the Moosey,
now
for the sub.
Sentinels
Thank you, actually Benji for the
rifles. They've got a little bit more
that was
behind
good.
them. We'll see what they can do to keep V1 back.
That was a good, that's a good shock dart.
For Effie's, and I think it was Zelsis in the site, that seems so
Kyedae, have you seen the Korean jet?
Those positions were not good.
Yes, I have.
So that shock
dart I also heard that he plays with people in lower elo, or it's just that the skill level in Korea is really bad, where
ultimately pretty clean.
All of his stuff looks really good and crazy, but he's not actually that good.
And it's fairly telegraphed here. The drone's going to come through. Now, the question is how much they commit to this. Of course,
and this is me listening to the way Tyson talks about it, the way a lot of pros talk about it.
Ooh, they didn't get rid of the cam, though.
So,
that cam basically tells Sentinels that
he can do it because of his skill gap. It's kind of like a Radiant player doing that, like playing against Silvers. Like, you can look like you're going crazy.
Going to try to get that.
And thank you, Ford, for the sub, and thank you,
go on about their merry
Bammer for the sub.
There's a trip in that garage as well. And so dapr with the cam and that trip, he's able to kind of trade that utility really
He
effectively.
does it in Radiant lobbies, though.
Done by V1 to try.
I don't think it matters.
And now
have you guys seen the way some Radiants play?
As well from Sick, he's playing A long at the moment, so there's going to be
like
possibly a low amount of time here for version 1 if they're not careful to complete this round. But the Hunter's Fury could make the difference.
Some of you guys,
or rather, it was some. Sorry,
I'm gonna not try to. And thank you, Flaw, for another 5 gifted. Thank you.
In terms of timings.
And you see V1 like
I was watching Tyson yesterday.
Still off site.
Play ranked.
Both Vanity and Celsius are playing.
He went 19 and 5, and his Sova went 2.
Time to go.
2 and like
flip the map again.
20 or some shit.
And at this point, there's no question about it. They have to go towards C. FE's
regardless of if you're
the gravity well was used as well.
Ooh.
Dapr good for 1 though. It's just going to be enough time. It might be enough to buy just enough to get them. They can't get onto the site. I don't think they're going to be able to get the plant down. Vanity trying to get it.
Please stay alive. Zombs fucking run, you pussy.
The delay was beautiful, Dan.
Oh, it's so close. And Dapr as well. I don't know how he managed to get a frag out of that. That was pretty insane. He knew that he had to run forward and take... Because he knows that when that fight's coming, he saw exactly what was happening. He was able to just escape the gravity well. He knew at that point he was going to get ulted. He was able to just squeak past the log's position into that forward spot to just eke out a kill and slowing them down.
Yeah,
with,
I don't. And thank you, King Live, for the sub.
So
and I don't mean this in like a bashing way. This is just what I hear from other people.
They didn't exactly know
like I'm not someone to talk really.
Ooh, that's,
Liquid Scream, yes. Tyson has told me Scream is
moving
really
towards
good.
A long. That's a lot of presence felt by Sentinels, and they might try to play retake here. They are kind of ambling out of the site right now.
Who was it again? Someone told me Liquid just wasn't looking too great recently.
Sentinels might be unsure if this is a commitment or not. But we can see that it most certainly is. The spike is still actually a little bit far away. It's in short still. Oh, Zombs picks up 1. And now Shahzam's asking questions too.
V1 not just happy with taking control of the site. They wanted
if that was a Vandal, it would have killed him.
The defending
That's
lines
so
back
shitty.
even more. While the kills were traded, they still managed to get onto the site. They managed to get the spike down at the hands of FEs, and they're playing back a good bit, right? Like you see both Whippy and Vanity playing pretty far off the site. FEs is doing it as well. They're just leaving Penny on the site to play hero. He's got a Blade Storm. He's got a chance at something. Swings out. No, he gets popped right in the mouth. Yeah, it's the lineups. That's what it was out of Whippy.
Ew, that's so cringe.
Ultorb comes out. Props as well and just continues to delay, continues to buy time. Sick, using the curveballs to perfection to try to get onto Whippy. And no, Whippy cleans him up, wins that fight. They're on the tap. You're going to have to go. You see the shock darts coming out as well. TENZ isn't going to have enough time.
Ooh, no time.
He had to pull off the delay again.
And thank you,
previously it was from Sentinels that was just so pretty, but this time it was from V1 using the delay from both Viper and from FEs on the Sova to just delay.
There's 2 teams that go to Iceland. These 2 teams are already going to Iceland.
That won them the round.
It was a close series.
This is great for sure from version 1. They're creating this kind of style that's really known to play against because we saw it in the round just before that one as well. Where they wanted to try to just walk together onto a site.
When did Tyson start playing games? When he was 2 years old.
Control game, the heavy D4 game as much. They're just trying to get all the bodies onto a site effectively. And, you know...
And I'm dead serious.
I'm just pausing here because I'm like, do I have time to actually make this point? It looks like we might have some action coming through from version 1 with Penny trying to get a look into Garage, but Sick is pretty close by as well. And they have a Sheriff on him. TENZ with the knives! He's going to find both frags! And
nice.
Okay, that's a problem because the Thrifty's feeling pretty close right now because of this. And Sick's out there too. He's got that Sheriff in hand. He's tagged up FEs and TENZ is going to finish it off. It was the layup, the setup from Sick, the dunk from TENZ, and now it's a 4 versus 2, and they're spreading the wealth. The guns are getting distributed, and now they might just walk into zombs.
This round has gone absolutely sideways, and it was really all off the backs of TENZ and his Blade Storm.
And thank you, Nassim,
the one
and thank you,
silver lining, if you will, for V1 is that they do still have control of the spike. And they have 40 seconds. They have some time. They've shown propensity to play down to the very last second.
Oh my God, Mezzy. Jesus.
But the thing is, Dan, they don't have a ton of information, right? Like they're really guessing, and even with regardless of what the guess is, you have to understand there's a chance you're going to walk into someone when you're at this heavy at a numbers disadvantage, and it may, who else but TENZ? TENZ with 4, Shazam cleans it up. You called it. It was a thrifty. It was off the back of TENZ with the Blade Storm. That's a big round for Sentinels.
And thank you,
Oh, man.
That was
you know,
so
the thing
beautiful.
is, you know, the drone goes through and you feel a sense of safety if you're version 1. You can't really fault them for peeking that because the drone doesn't see anything in garage.
Damn.
TENZ kind of peeks as a drone.
That was like
the
the
perfect timing, really. And the drone's not going to do anything to TENZ. He's still going to be able to get that fast move, and he's still going to get a chance to get a surprising fight. Just a brilliant way to open up the round.
No, because here's the
And now
thing.
he's on
I
the
feel like a
operator.
lot of
Now
people
the
are like, oh,
economy
give him the
is
ace.
looking much
But have
better
you
for
guys
Sentinels,
seen the
and
amount of
version
times
1.
where people
They have very
actually
little
like
tank
throw
here.
a
It's Penny
whole
with that
round, like a
vandal,
1v4, because they
and
want to
go
give
hard
somebody the
towards this
ace?
site right now.
You just want to make sure you can secure it. That shit is so scary.
Oh, and they're going to commit right into an operator from TENZ. Info's there, gives some spot away. He lands a shot onto Penny, the only rifle in the round for V1 offline here as he's looking for more. Trying to make some more magic happen with the op.
Scary.
See Sek.
And thank you, Rabbit, for the sub.
Using the run it back as well, and just pushing so many members back, right? Like he clears out so much space.
It does. You come
it's
mini
so
cucumbers
difficult
from
here
the
as well
store today.
because with having a frag up and the damage done for Sentinels, they don't even have to
This is
play
best of
hard
5,
stop if they don't want to. They can try to play more of a retake game where they allow these players of version 1 who have to get the spike down. They allow them to try to come through some of these choke points, but they have to go
It's
against
pronounced
TENZ.
the Coochie
TENZ picks
Scout.
off 1.
Oh, I thought
TENZ could decide to just get out the site and then play the retake game. Like right now, the timing's not perfect for Zombs, but it doesn't really matter because TENZ is going to drop everybody with his help. And it's a flawless victory for Sentinels. Version 1 not looking like they have options in some of these rounds. And it feels like off the back of this buy, this has to do it all. Version 1 have to find success. And and again, I'm not sure what they're going to go for here. Because again, we've seen that they just like to try to group up. And Sentinels don't seem too phased by this.
No, they don't. I think for V1, you've got 3... I mean, pretty notable ultimates, right? Mainly looking at the Hunter's Fury and the Viper's Pit, and obviously the Empress can be problematic as well. So they've got some of that in their pocket, but like you said, Dan, this is really do or die for version 1 on this map. You start to run out of windows, you start to run out of opportunities to make something happen. They've taken the middle of the map. Looks like they're going to try to play into
about that. 100
Thieves
Thieves is
stick with the curveball,
not going to Iceland.
To delay to buy time. As the Viper's pick goes down. Undershoot coming out from Shazam. Tagged up Vanity, certainly, or excuse me, I believe that was Penny. Yeah, he got messed up a bit there, but it wasn't enough for the kill, but Zombs was. The spike does go down. What can they do? Sick through his health starts to dwindle down, but he manages to land the shots to get the kill anyway. Clipper and Stride, but information gathered. dapr good for 1 as well.
Okay.
V1 just down to 2 members left. They're both playing off site.
And thank you, Banshee Baby, for the sub.
Just be enough of a nuisance, going to buy him some time, but no, Zelsis and Vanity get cleaned up. Or they clean up. Zelsis has to go.
Oh, he didn't get it to the house.
He's going to drop the Leer. The gravity well was there, but Vanity goes absolutely huge for V1. A 3K on the round to win it for him, and they're going to live to fight another day.
Wait, why did he get off?
Awesome stuff with the Cosmic Divide there from Vanity. It almost looks counterintuitive to drop the Cosmic Divide in this situation because, it's like, but then you can't see the spike, but it's like it allows them to close the distance together. And in that kind of a spot, you throw the dismiss out. You just,
I think he meant to stick it to half.
You just have to get a little bit fortunate as you
He was sucked off? You can't get sucked
Vanity
off.
hit some fantastic shots, and that's going to be version 1 staying
There's
in the game.
no way.
They have a real chance to reset things here if they're
able to can now?
This buy of Sentinels, but this has to be a clean
round. It can suck you
off
now?
TENZ on that operator. He's peeking short.
He just added it?
Control for Sentinels quickly towards that A lobby position. They're going to rotate off
the new patch?
Reinforce B. Better timing here now from Sentinels on this
what?
defense. They're all grouped up and ready on that B side already. Now that would not be a great opportunity for version 1. They're going to have to instead try to work something else. But we talked about
am I
this.
just stupid? Is it because I'm silver? I don't play against Astra. Nobody's smart enough to play against Astra. Is that rude to say that?
Again, the gravity well just delays, right? Just buys enough time for Sentinels to be able to rotate to get onto the site, and V1 kind of understanding that, a little touch and go. They're going to pull off.
My silver lobby don't know how to play Astra.
Zelsis in fight against Sick.
Damn.
Some damage dealt, but V1 decide to double down and stick onto the site. dapr
I don't read the patch notes.
And cleans up. One of the members of V1 Sick shows up just in the nick of time. He's got the classic, looking for more. He wanted a numbers disadvantage. It ties up to 3 apiece. Again, looking for magic with the classic Whippy and Penny. It's just TENZ alone. TENZ with the operator, no blade storm in tow. But as we've said, you never count him out, but Whippy just absolutely nullifies that at just the right time.
What do you
mentioned that this was an opportunity for V1 to really kind of set things sideways, to reset, really have a good chance to get back in this thing. Dan, they've done it.
And thank you, X Gotham for the sub. And thank you, Joystick for the sub. And thank you, Nikan for the sub. Okay, so it actually pulled them off.
When version 1 had been attacking sites,
some guys plugging his Instagram in chat.
Players on the other side of the map, so you know, there's not as much of a punish if you're doing what Sentinels does in their rotations there. But in that instance, you know, V1 did kind of fake him out a little bit to get, you know, a fight on the C side where it's only dapr to worry about, which they trade out effectively. So now, moving forward, it looks like there is still just enough money in the tank here for another buy from Sentinels, but they don't have.
Okay, I'll ban him right now.
Ozels is going for a timing in this B side. There goes the Lear. Nothing in response, no utility used.
And thank you for the 2 months.
A site is given because TENZ is so far forward.
I'm sorry.
This is scary stuff. The tension's palpable here because.
And this is why I say.
Pushes and runs into Whippy. That's the problem.
This is why I say it's self-promotion can be cringy.
Get out of the judge.